Hari Om, happy Kanamu. Now, in the previous chapter, we have seen as to what we are supposed to offer and how we are supposed to offer to the Lord. And take it from me, not only to the Lord, but even for all the beings, to whomsoever, when you are giving something, give with utmost love. And have a policy to give more than what you take, or to give more than what we receive. Not with a justification. Saying that giving him that much itself is too much. Saying what has he done to be given. All these things are justification, my dear friends. Just keep giving with love and you will get it back in double folds. That is always there. Keep it very clear in mind. I know certain organizations, okay, now during COVID, okay, I understand. But even in COVID, I see a lot of people misusing the situation, or making the best optimum use for their benefit. Their collection will be huge. When it comes to the payment, they say it is COVID, and they say collection didn't happen, and give 40% of the wages. All these things we see. And prior to COVID, there are certain organizations where I have seen, though they are doing good, for 2 years they don't pay the wages for no reason. Of course, justification is always their standpoint is justified. It is like this, it is like this, and all. And people leave the organization with tears, and people jump from organization to organization. Remember, in case if you are good, why will people leave you? As the saying goes, people won't go, we lose. Please have it in double quotes. People won't go, we lose. We are losing because there's something in us. We have to correct it, we have to fine tune it. If one or two, okay. If 40, 50, if that happens, then definitely it requires a rethinking, a recheck. Hey, what is wrong? If the management can do that, the organizations will be really very good, and they'll be steadfast. Or at least a courtesy call when a person is trying to leave the organization. Just a call, hey, what happened? Listen to them. You'll know a lot of insights. As management, what we don't know, we'll get a lot of insights when we speak to them. In case once the organization grows, they feel that it is much inferior to talk to the employees. They nominate A, B, C, D people, and it all depends upon interpretations of A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D, if they like a people, they keep them. If they don't like, they throw them off. Maybe they may be very good workers, efficient workers, skilled people. We lose. And remember, when we lose people, we may get a people, but we can't replace that share with that capacities and capabilities. We'll be paying thrice, but that quality is not there. I've seen that with my own eyes. The quality is not there. Then what is the use? Think. There is one part. Now, so what is the purpose of life is our topic today. The purpose of life, as we have seen earlier, it is Chaturvida Palapurushartha, that is to attain Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. That is to have a security for ourselves and for the family, or to the people who are dependent on us. For example, for all entrepreneurs, to take care of the organization, employees and all is the duty of the employer. Alright? And then in a righteous manner, a dharmic manner, it has to be taken care of, fulfilling their dues without making them to ask. You should be in a position to deliver. Both the ends. Even the employee has to work hard without getting much reminders from the management as to what they have to do, when they have to do. The submission dates and all should be so perfect. You should be in a position to do. And then management from their side, they have to do it promptly, without any excuse. Or in case if there's an excuse, beforehand we are supposed to explain, I'm not in a position to submit the project on this particular day. These are the challenges I have. I need 3 days extension. If a student is not in a position to complete the homework, before the teacher asks for the homework, just stand up, have the courage to say, ma'am, sorry, or sir, sorry, I couldn't do the homework. Of course, in a student's case, reasons are not accepted, reasons are not permitted. We don't accept, we don't listen to that. It has to be done because it is for your good. If you do your assignments, if you do your homeworks, you will be learning better. Correct? But it's always, when some cases, exceptions are always there. Before they could call you, ask you, and make you to stand on the bench, or ask you to stand in front of the door, or ask you to go 3 rounds in the ground, or whatever it is, if you yourself politely say, sir or madam, I couldn't complete the homework, these were the challenges, I tell you, they are understanding, they are compassionate, they are loving, and they are lovable. Teachers are not there to punish you, teachers are there to correct you, understand? Teachers are there to correct you. So, in case if they speak something harsh at times, it requires, like for example, you want to drill a nail into the wall, soft hammerings will not work because the wall is made of concrete. Then hard hammering is required. Only then the nail can be driven inside, where you can hang a wonderful photo there, your favorite picture, your favorite painting, Michelangelo's painting. Yes, you can have it there. Similarly, if you have to be what you call carved, chiseling has to be made. If you have to be painted on a plain canvas, yes, the brush strokes have to be taken. No alternatives, my dear friends. No alternatives. So now here, the ultimate goal of mankind is moksha, nirvana, kaivalyam, birthlessness, or reaching Him, the God Himself, and becoming that. Correct? So in that, Lord concludes the 9th chapter, Rajavidya Rajaguhya Yoga, in the secret royal knowledge, 934. He says like this: Manmana manamadbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vapyasu yuktvaivam atmanam madparayanam. You see, when you are devoted to your employee, even though you are so focused, it so happens that you get diverted and deviated towards maybe his family, his sons, your family, your sons and all. So here, therefore, the God says, don't get distracted. Have one God as your God, your Ishta Devata. Of course, here it says me, Krishna, but to make it a bit liberal, have one Ishta Devata. Fix the mind there. Manmanaha bhava, he says, have your mind fixed on me. Me in the sense Krishna or your Ishta Devata. Madbhakta, devoted to me alone. And also he says, Madhyaji, given to worshipping me alone. Mam namaskuru, bow down to me. How do you bow down? Not physically. I know a lot of people, they fold their hands, they become very, very submissive. Then remember, he is for a plan. Ati vinayam durita lakshanam, as the saying goes. But here he says, kaya vacha manasa. In the sense, at the physical level, at the verbal level, and at the psychological level. Surrender. Bow down to the Supreme Personality. In this case, here it is Krishna. Now in your case, it may be your Aradhya Daivata, your Ishta Daivata, whosoever it may be. Then he says, Matparayanaha, accepting me as the supreme goal. You should accept that as the supreme goal. As the saying goes, as the mind, so you become. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. So, If you are focused on it, then you become it. You become that. That is the Mahavakya, Tattvamasi, you are that. When you keep on contemplating on that, you become that. In none of the other subjects you become that subject. If you keep on thinking of mathematics, you will not become mathematics. You will know mathematics. But in this particular case, if you think of the Lord, you become that. And you should have Him alone as the refuge, nothing else. Yuktva, be concentrated. 100% focus, not even 99%, 0.99, 100% focus. Where Atmana, in your mind about Him. Then, obviously, you will attain Mama, me alone, you will attain. So, so saying, Krishna concludes this, and all that we are supposed to say is just close your eyes. Leave all the thoughts. Yes, some disturbance may be there, some sounds you might hear and all. Don't pay any attention to it. Some thoughts may be surfacing on the mind. Don't pay attention to it. Let the thoughts come, let the thoughts go. You be the observer of thoughts and keep contemplating on that God who is very close to you, who is near to you and dear to you. Just think of Him. Just think of Him. Don't worry about the time. Don't worry about the phone calls. Put it on mute. Close your eyes and just sit for as long as possible. As long as possible, just relax. Once you feel that completeness, then slowly open your eyes. Rub your palms. Have it onto the eyes in a cup sheet. Slowly wipe your forehead, eyes, eyebrows, cheeks. Open the palms and look into it and come out to the world. So now just go ahead into yourself.